It's a Sunday afternoon. You could go for a stroll in the countryside and breathe the fresh air. You could sit inside and watch an old black and white movie. You could get the car out and polish it. Or you could get the car and you out and come to something like this. Of course, if your car isn't a Peugeot, you might feel a bit silly.
Unfortunately, I managed to book most other things satisfactory for the members arriving, but the weather I'm afraid I fouled up on.
Right, what have you set out to do? What's the idea of today?
Well, the event is basically a members event with the public invited, Peugeot enthusiasts with various events to basically let people enjoy their Peugeots in a safe environment.
Peugeot enthusiasts throughout the country come to Mira to take part in some of the activities you've seen out on the proving ground today. Some of them are obviously they can drive themselves, and some are obviously just demonstration only. You can actually see on the facility we've got behind us, which is a handling circuit, which in simple terms is a racing circuit. It's made of a deli grip surface, which is very, very high grip.
One of the more popular events today then has been going round the high-speed circuit. Elaine is our driver. Elaine, have you been going round in circles all day?
Not quite all a day, but most of it.
Right, what have you copped for this? What have you been doing?
Just doing really laps of about 120 maximum, though we've had the weather against us a little bit today with the rain and the wind. That makes quite a difference to what we can do.
Have you had anybody actually say stop and I want to get out?
No, never. But don't do it now.
No, I'm not going to. How does this make you as a driver on the road?
I'm quite sane on the road. I get everything out of my system on the track, I think.
You're not kidding, are you? There's not a lot really that you're going to be able to do on the road if you want to get carried away driving anyway. Can anybody benefit from this kind of thing?
Anybody can really do this kind of thing. It's just a case of getting them trained up to actually do the job. It's not difficult, it just takes a little bit of bottle at first, and it's also a lot easier when you're driving it yourself rather than actually being driven.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. I'm just going to sit here and let you concentrate. I don't think I should put you off.
Then you can go and you can be a passenger in a rally car on what we call the ride and handling, and this is a facility that has a lot of the bad points you may find on the British road, such as potholes, broken edge concrete, corrugated roads, undulations, level crossings, cat's eyes, all the features that you'd probably have to travel quite a number of 100 miles to actually find in Britain.
How much value is there in having instruction for just ordinary drivers to turn up here in their car and have an instructor? Is that useful for them?
I think it's invaluable. In the past we've actually had open sessions, and what we found is that you get people of different capabilities out there. With the instructors it makes it all more even for a start, and it also improves the people's driving, and hopefully they'll be able to take some of that on the road with them. There's
also some stunning cars out there.
Yeah, there's some stunning cars, both from individuals and some of the Peugeot mainstream modifying companies. There's some new cars out there, some cars which have been around the show circuit, been feature cars in magazines, and we've basically got half a car park full of modified motors, plus obviously the show area.
Well, we're out at the wet handling circuit here at the Peugeot Sports Test Day, and oddly enough we are in what must be the most heavily modified Peugeot of the day. So heavily modified that there is no Peugeot about it. In fact, David, you started with a Nissan Skyline GTR and decided that wasn't enough for you.
Yeah, well, I drove a standard Skyline about 10 years ago when I first got brought over into this country, but it was safe and good. I had a Lancia Integrale at the time. It wasn't different enough though, and then I drove a tuned one a few years later and thought it was absolutely the bee's knees. So I bought this car about 1997, June 97, and then proceeded to follow loads of Japanese magazines on tuning, etc, etc. Ended up spending a horrendous amount of money on it and took it up to 620 horsepower.
Well, considering this is a Peugeot day, this thing has been turning more heads than any other car here.
Yeah, definitely.
Why the GTR? What is it about the car for you?
This four-wheel drive system, like what we're doing now, no front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive car would ever be able to do that. It's got an intelligent four-wheel drive system that's diverting torque to the axle that needs it the most. And this version, the V-Spec, also has an intelligent active LSD in the back that's then distributing the torque between the rear wheels in order to keep the car roughly pointing in the direction you want it to go in.
Why Peugeot? Why for you and why for everybody else here?
For me, it's the handling and the general ride and balance of a Peugeot. They're not the fastest cars on the road. Some would say they're not the best looking, but the all-round handling and ride, I don't think you can better this side of £40,000.